Comedy is meant to entertain you, not educate you. The Super Bowl halftime show did what it exactly it's supposed to do. And I see some of my favorite comedians trying to hop onto the trend. And a lot of people, they're falling for the trap. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to do, which is engage, create a moment, create news. The Super Bowl halftime show is one of the biggest moments in our time. I was looking for the camera. I wanna talk to the audience uncomfortably, because art is not meant to entertain you. It's supposed to make you uncomfortable. I don't know if Theo Von's response was art because it provoked some people. If you only make videos, if you only write books, if you only make music to make people happy, then you will never confront the problems that we're all dealing with. Mr. Morale said, if I make those type of music that my opposition makes, if I make these club musics, that people can go to the club and forget about their problems, who's gonna make music about what's going on to when they get out of the club and they go back to their shitty lives? I don't know if I can say that. I'm trying to monetize this channel. I'm probably not gonna monetize this channel, but let's get back to the topic. Froylan, what did you think about the Super Bowl show? I enjoyed it. I liked it. People who came to enjoy it, enjoyed it. People who came to complain, complained. People who came to create a controversy, a false narrative. I heard Kai Cenat is in trouble. Uh-oh. I'm thankful a lot of these videos are popping up where they're exposing celebrities, because a following, an influence is one of the most powerful. It's one of the most commodity that we have. People pay for an Instagram post. People pay for fan pages. One of the ladies saying, yo, you shouldn't spit in your videos. It's very disrespectful. It's very unprofessional. And I agree. However, I have many videos out there where I'm not spitting on the camera, and you could watch those. This video, I'm not supposed to go too deep because people will click off. The idea is I'm supposed to hook you in and take you to the next video. That's where people are, But I wanna get to this idea. I'm trying to get something on my thoughts. Every art, every good project is a collaboration. I don't know how many people remembered Quentin Miller. Quentin Miller, the Certified Lover Boys ghostwriter. Nobody remembers him, right? No, name a Quentin Miller song. Every Drake album. Yeah, a lot of fans, when Quentin Miller came out saying that he worked with Nas, a lot of fans were shocked, because we think that these jokes that we see on stage, these Netflix special, this McDonald's sandwich, we think we've all been sold into this idea that we can make a homemade McDonald's sandwich and sell it. It's healthier, it's better, but you're not gonna sell it. Okay, we forget that a good project, Illmatic, McDonald's sandwich. Yo, by the way, somebody needs to bring the Wendy's Baconator. They replaced the Wendy's jalapeno Baconator. They replaced it with a chicken sandwich jalapeno Baconator. Biggest mistake of your life. And I'm pretty sure this is a marketing tactic. Once there's a longing, there's a demand, they're gonna bring it back, just like McDonald's gonna bring back the chicken wrap. But let's get back. I don't know what this channel is about. I'm talking brands, I'm talking philosophy, I'm talking spiritual, but I can't go too deep because people will click off. This is the number one mistake a lot of spirituality gurus. You can still talk about your interests, but you have to frame them in a ladder for the people at the bottom and raise them to where you are. Basically saying that it's your job to bridge the gap between you and the other person, and they have to take the next step. You can't, they have to, you not only have to bridge that gap, they have to make that decision. You have to make every step of the way attractive, otherwise they'll click off. Anyway, let's get back to what I'm trying to circle around. Everything, we've all been sold in this idea that a lot of people are probably clicked off right now. I don't know how long this video is. I can't even edit it because I only have 25 minutes to explain this. So if you want to click off, go watch my videos, but this is the only one where I'm not spitting up, because I'm trying to get back to the house. I only have 20 minutes. It sounds like a long time, but it really isn't if the idea is big. A lot of us, pause. A lot of us has been sold on this idea that we can do it yourself. We can make music, we can write jokes, we can make a sandwich and put it out there, and it's gonna gain traction like the McDonald's sandwich. But the truth is, these sandwiches, these album, these clothing brand, it was a collaboration, it was a business. It took 30 geniuses in the room to create this product. It took 100 people, 1,000 people to get it out there, to make a story out of it. It took, $100,000 to promote it on the audience. It took, news, radio show promotion, gaining new audience. It took controversy. It took sacrifice, of your authenticity and what the audience, it took a lot. We hear these stories of these past legends where they go into the studio and they spit something random shit, and they make a banger in 30 seconds. Not only a banger, but 3 bangers. Billboard charts for 36 consecutive weeks. And we think we could go to our closet and make the same thing and put it out there and be Post Malone. Sometimes that happened. Sometimes that happens. You do gain traction. You do, you get your moment. But we forget that, a great art, greatness. That's why I don't have the studio yet. I don't have the microphone yet. I don't have the guest list yet. But I'm planning on that. This is just a warm-up to what I'm trying to talk about in the show. I'm probably going to have 600 more videos in this channel before I start my official channel, and take those people to my official channel where it's more professional. But imagine if I had 100,000 people here, I could just link them to the second channel, and this is what Theo Von did. This is what Joey Diaz did. This is what a lot of fake fan pages on Instagram. They're not run by fans. They're run by the artists, because this is a trick where they do in simple pickup. People who interact in the street. What they do is take you from one place to another. Take the conversation here to there to 4 different places, even though you spent 10 minutes with the person, because you went to their profile, their YouTube, you went to their Instagram, you went to their TikTok, you went to their SoundCloud. Now the person is more familiar to you and invested to you, because you build that ladder. It's the bridge that they're walking to. If they like your SoundCloud, they're gonna go to your YouTube. They like your YouTube, they're gonna go to your TikTok. They like your TikTok, you're gonna go to your show. I like that Theo Von does this in every single podcast episode before he starts his podcast, and this is how I found out about him, that he's gonna come to my city. Now I'm going to Shane Gillis next month. It took me a while to warm up to these comedians. I've been binging Shane Gillis since last year. I'm autistic, and I don't want to get in too deep on that. That's another video. But I need time. I need 1 year to prepare. I didn't even know he was coming to my city, but I need 1 year. I need the same thing done over and over again. I binge the same thing. If I like something, it takes me a while to really like something, because I don't know. I play with it. And then the only proof that I like it is the time that I've spent with it, right? You know, you wake up as a different person every day, but you do the same thing. So great art takes collaboration. It takes a story. It takes collaborate. It takes many conflicts. It takes more than one person, is my point. You cannot go to the closet. You cannot make these videos. You can, but sooner or later, if you want to be great, you got to work with other greatness. That's what a business is. That's what creativeness is. You cannot create something out of your own. Now, my point is made. You cannot create something out of your own. Something great out of your own. It cannot come out of your closet. It cannot come out of your kitchen. Theo Von started in his kitchen, but he evolved. The Shane Gillis effect. Since I'm seeing him next month, he talked about this. In the Joe Rogan, a lot of people think that you can just hop onto a TED Talk stage, to a Joe Rogan episode, and you're gonna gain 10,000 followers. You're gonna gain that boost. But he said his first episode was not really good, so he didn't get a lot of boosts. He got like 1,000. But it wasn't until he started doing the Save Our Parks with Norman and Shafir, and it was more of like a party. It was a rebranding of a show. It used to be Sober October. Anyway, Bert Kreischer. This is my last point. Why, if everything on the internet is meant to trigger your emotion, the Super Bowl halftime did exactly what it was supposed to do. A comedian's job is to entertain you, not educate you. Art is meant to confront you, not entertain you. Okay, you see what I'm saying at? I like Theo Von for Theo Von. I don't like him for his, I like him for his opinion. Yes, I like him for him. But I don't like him because, somebody said something, whatever. I've spent hours and hours of his podcast. I'm not even a fan of his stand-up. But I love it. I love his story. So I cried when I saw him on stage. It was like a healing trauma. I did this video before, but I had to delete it. And now I have to confess. Embarrassing thing that I teared up a little bit when I saw him on stage. It was like my mom coming to the state, my mom coming home from the state. It was a trauma full circle healing moment for me. But now I've seen a podcast for him, so about him going to a WWE concert, and The Rock returns in 2012, and he saw this Mexican father and son, 38-year-old man and a 9-year-old boy. They were the same height, and they were crying because The Rock returns. It was a big moment. And he said, yeah, that's how your fans feel towards you, Theodore, and I have a son named after you. He's named after a chipmunk. Okay, he's not named after a comedian. That's the difference. So now I have to take a comedian, Theo Von break, because I've been binging him, Norman, Shane Gillis. I saw Norman last year, saw Theo Von for my birthday last year. I have a Shane Gillis concert next year. So I'm glad that I'm talking about them in this video. It would be a dream come true if I finally set up a space to where I can do this professionally and have them as a guest. But it's going to take a while, and these videos are not the final thing. It's just a warm-up to get you guys to the next step. And I'm documenting every process right now. I have a disgusting mustache right now that's not taken care of. This is natural. I didn't do this on purpose. This is natural from the spit and cigarette and coffee that I have right now. Iced coffee and apple pie. The same water bottle that you bought on the gas station costs more on a Theo Von concert. So know the place, know your worth. Sometimes you're at the wrong place at the wrong time. You're never gonna meet a Kanye West. You're never gonna meet an investor if you stay in the same place. So now, Theo Von started in his kitchen, so I believe that I could do the same. I started in my car. Maybe one day I'll have a room, 4 walls, safe, sound, art on the wall, podcast audio, Jamie, cool. But now, for now, this is my life. So let's come back to the full circle, because I got 10 minutes on this video. This is my last question for you guys, for influencers. Specifically, this guy named Dante London. I wasn't going to give you this platform, but I feel so strongly about you. I do want to see you win, but you keep riding on this trend. I've already made my point, but let me ask you this question, this deep question. This quote, I thought it was from Public Picasso. I don't know why. I thought it was from Picasso. I don't know why I made this narrative up where he said a quote. It's a real quote, but it's not from Picasso. I don't know. It's from Soviet guy, Roman guy. I'm not sure who he is. But it's better to be hated than be forgotten. And I made this narrative that as this is a quote from Picasso. As Picasso, the reason why he made these shitty art as he aged is because he lost his spark. And since there's not a lot of people that's making art on the mainstream, or at least getting on the mainstream, he was the only one. He just started putting out this shitty song like Drake and keep being on the Billboard charts, because not a lot of people are great. And he's the only one. He has no competition. He just put this shitty art, and that's what he was known for. But that's a false narrative. That's why you got to do your own research. You have to do your own research. Like I preach in this channel, everything is fake on the internet. Nothing is real. The best stories come from your grandpa. The best stories are, unless you talk to the person in real life, you cannot trust the source, because we have AI now. We have deep fakes, right? We have fake stories that is meant to, bro, I was listening to a fucking phone call about three characters that are not probably real, and the story is probably fake, and it's just this girl complaining about their dates. It's a popular show, it's gaining some traction, but it's probably fake. I'm as an autistic man, I can see through the blinds, right? These aren't regular eyes, right? I don't look through these. I look through these. I look through these. I look through these. I look through these. So everything is fake on the internet. So if everything is fake on the internet, everything is meant to engage emotions. You're not really real. Like, I like nobody remembers you for who you are, right? I won't remember Theo Von for who he is. I remember him for how he made me feel. That's getting gay, bro. Hold up. Let me track back. I had a friend. The first funeral I've been through was in kindergarten. My friend Edwin was bitten by a mosquito, dengue. It was a viral disease. Now, Edwin was a big fella. Sometimes I would hide behind him from my bullies, taking my lunch money. I would hide behind Edwin. Now, the class had we got the news as a class, and we had a few days to prepare for the funeral. The class formed a line. The tallest boys in the back. I was the first few kids to see Edwin. Edwin's mouth was sewed shut. And I was looking at his lips, these thin black threads. And I asked my smart friend. He explained to me that it's for the emitting gas that a dead body produces. Now, we got the news as a class. It wasn't like we had a few days to prepare. It wasn't like we found his body in the classroom. But I had a friend a few years back. This is a sensitive one. I haven't talked to their family since, so I'm not gonna name him. But he was 19 years old. Him and his sister got into a scrapping. His parents received an email from his therapist that today is the day. Now, him and his sister got into a scrapping and it earned him a restraining order. So now he lives with his grandparents 30 minutes away. When they got there, my friend has covered his face with a pillowcase so they don't have to see his face when they found his body hanging in his grandparents' living room. Now, I had my brother, who I thought I lost at 2 years old. Mom used to work 16-hour work shift, and she would leave me with an infant and a toddler. And my stepdad, who grew a bond to this toddler, he started taking him out around 6 o'clock after work to dinner. And he would usually drop him off to the room around 8 or 9 because I would shower him. Now, I don't know if this is the time where he started sleeping downstairs, but I was listening to my Katy Perry album and I heard a panicky knock. I opened the door and it's my stepdad holding my 2-year-old brother, who looked to be lifeless. His arms were down, he wasn't making any movement. And my stepdad said, "I think he's choking, I think he swallowed something." Realizing that the ambulance get there not another 10-20 minutes, I thought that I was holding my soon-to-be dead 2-year-old brother. In a Rick and Morty episode where the Secret Service, where Rick warned the Secret Service to not touch him because they're gonna die, the Secret Service did not listen, and they all